losing weight is not only about the gym or about your food. It's a combination of those things, yes, but there's other things that we want to also continue to do, or it won't be sustainable. I'm over 50 now, and I saw throughout my 30s and my 40s that I had to adjust how I'm eating and how I'm working out. And the first thing I always thought is working out was my number one thing that was going to keep my weight in check. I was doing hot yoga and hot Pilates and running like 5 and 6 miles a day. It was quite a racket, and I couldn't keep up with that kind of schedule. And I basically went to the gym just so I could eat bad food and food that I knew wasn't good for me. So that was a lot of junk food and a lot of processed food. So I think I have some ideas, and now that I'm over 50, I put these components together that I think may help. One is my mindset. I had to stop worrying about what others are doing and how they look. I was going through my social media and checking out other people and what they're doing, and wow, why they're so ripped and what are they doing different, and I need to know exactly their whole schedule, and I'm going to implement it into mine, right? You might ask yourself those questions as well, but I had to figure out what it is that is working for me, but also keep it simple. You really do have to simplify your life in all aspects so that you can concentrate, but also that your body will react in a way because it knows that you're taking care of it the way that we really should. So my fitness now is walking. I've been doing it for years, but I really look at walking and doing intervals is the best way for me to stay toned and also to take care of the heart itself, right? And even with walking, it's helping the mindset. There's so many things to it that really are a great way to adjust into your life. So if you're not getting out of the house, you should. I do not like going to the gym, but walking for me is just counteracts all that of worrying about, instead of going somewhere and spending money on a membership and trying to have the latest outfits, all those things. So you're saving money. Go take a walk. So now I'm doing 90 minutes and sometimes longer depending how I feel. I'm not necessarily walking very fast. I'm walking a nice stroll and a nice pace. And I'm enjoying the sights, and it's helping me emotionally just as much. I do push-ups on my countertop. So being at home, you find creative ways to stay in shape. And I know we find creative ways of not to stay in shape. But in the house, I get on my countertop in my bathroom. I get on the desk as well, and I do push-ups that way because it's a nice intervals. It's a nice inverted way of doing it without all the pressure of actually doing a push-up on the floor. Now, don't get me wrong, I still do push-ups on the floor, but if you're someone who's beginning at it, it keeps, the arms toned, you know what I mean? It makes you feel better, but it helps the shoulders and, the upper body workout. Just do that for a few minutes a day and you'll see the difference of how you start looking and feeling. Water counters food, So water really is the key to digestion. And I know that we have other things we use. I still have my probiotics. I still use my coastal cleanse as well, because these are things that are natural and have those extracts from plants and everything that God makes to help things through, if you will, that flow. Because I tend to not do so well when I'm in a stressful time, and that's pretty much daily these days. But when I feel that way, I cannot go. And if I'm not drinking water, you're certainly not going to lose any weight or going to maintain. All you're going to do is keep eating and the food staying in your body, right? Because you're not digesting it, and of course you're going to gain that weight. So drink lots of water. Now, if you need some electrolytes, I do that as well. and Himalayan salt I put in, and I don't really measure it. I used to before, but because I might have a different size glass or a different size bottle, I don't really get into it. I kind of eye it. So I put in about a half a teaspoon, maybe a quarter teaspoon. Maybe it's a dash. If it's just 8 to 10 ounces of water, I put in a dash, and then I squeeze some lemon into it. And I'm telling you, that's going to help with flushing through your body and detoxing, also give you that burst of energy. It's great. The key to really keeping the belly fat down and losing that extra visceral fat is sleep. You have to sleep, and you have to get quality sleep. So for me, I use apps to sleep, to get to sleep, because that really helps set the tone for the rest of the night. I love my Abide app, ABIDE, and that's a Christian app that helps you with Bible verses, but also to meditate and pray with God. You have to turn off the social media. You have to turn off the television especially, but any of these things that are electronics, that will distract you. So that blue light that goes off and you can see it at night, because sometimes I see it from my phone or from a computer, because I do work in my bedroom too, that will disrupt your sleep, and that's no good. And I find myself waking up every 2 hours, sometimes every hour, just as the mind will not turn off if you're not turning off those electronics. So you might want to put that in another room, and that's what I do to get that quality sleep. So the longer that I sleep, the flatter the stomach is. If I get at least 7 hours a night, that is a win for me. I'm really targeting 8 hours a day, but it doesn't always happen. So if you know that you are depriving yourself of sleep, you won't be able to lose the weight, or you won't be able to maintain where you are if you're happy where that target is. So think about it that way. If you're not sleeping, trust me, everything else that you've been doing in the fitness arena and in your mindset, that won't work very well also, because the sleep is key to healing the body. So basically, I eat OMAD. I eat one meal a day, and now that it's 5 days a week, but on the weekends, I'm now giving myself a break to eat a meal and a half to 2 meals in maybe a 6-hour eating window. So that's basically it. I'm cutting the sugar, and so I had been eating a little bit too much sugar lately, but for the most part, if you are cutting that sugar and processed food, which sugar goes hand in hand, you will see anything in a box, anything that has ingredients on it, on the back of it, most likely is processed food. And so I know that I just got to stay away. I'm sticking to more whole foods and eating clean. My OMAD contains macros of just protein, fat, and a little bit of carbs, which is my vegetables. And of course, that gets canceled out by the fiber that's already in the vegetables. So if you stick with that in mind, protein, fat, and veggies, you can't go wrong. You really can't. Your body needs the protein and you need the fat, and fat loses fat. These are simple things that I do, and I'm hoping that it'll help. Guys, you can work with anything at home to get a nice little fitness workout routine going. You have YouTube itself to give you nice routines, 20, 15, 30 minutes, an hour even workout if you like. So what are some of the things that you are doing to keep the weight down and stay slim without going to the gym? I'd love to know the answers, so please leave a comment below. And if there's something specific you want me to address and I can do that in another video, I would love to do that as well. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget that caregiving begins with you. Bye.